Namaste, everyone. I should start by saying I'm very, very honoured and excited to be part of your web broadcast and to speak once again to many friends in India. The best thing that could have happened for the global game, and I appreciate that it's been difficult and there's been bumps in the road and it hasn't been easy for everybody, but I must ask you to stick with it and carry on the path that was started sort of 18 months or so ago, to further the work of AICAPC over many years, and for the benefit really of all the physically handicapped cricketers in India. Because we saw last year in England that when India comes together, how strong it actually is, and that will only get better and improve as the years go forward. It's been mixed, I think. I think in England, I'm probably around the world really, seeing is believing. So when you see the guys in action and you see what they're capable of, it changes people's perceptions of what disability cricket is and what it's about. I think sometimes when you say, oh, it's a game of cricket with disabled people, people's first impressions are it's people in wheelchairs or it's people in sticks, and it's people with quite high levels of disability playing with a rubber ball or a tennis ball. Whereas actually, when you look at the product that we've put together and the standard of cricket that is actually being played, I mean, I think anybody that saw the finals day in Worcester last year, so there was the England against Afghanistan game, and then the final India against England. The standard of cricket was outstanding, absolutely outstanding, and it was just a credit to the boys, to the players, and you know, a privilege for us to be in the ground watching that game or watching both games. It was a brilliant setting, a great ground, great environment, and outstanding cricket from all sides. So I think when people see this cricket for the first time, they certainly go away with a better impression and a more favourable impression than perhaps they had coming forward. In England, we have had disabled people who have gone on to be government ministers. We have disabled people who run businesses. We have disabled people who are millionaires. I think in England, disabled people have expectations that they are able to go to school and that they're able to be fully employed, and to lead lives that are no different to anybody else. What we're learning now is that there are a lot of players playing in Premier League cricket that have disabilities, but they don't see themselves as being disabled. So there's a lot of those guys that don't come forward. When we do talent spotting or recruitment, a lot of those guys don't come forward because they don't see themselves as being disabled, because they've spent all their lives trying to overcome their disability in order to fit into mainstream society. So when we say, would you like to come forward and play for the England disabled team? They don't want to do that because all of a sudden they get labelled with being disabled, and they still see that as putting them at a disadvantage. Absolutely. And that's something we have to break down.
Yeah.
What cricket gives, or what sport gives, I think, to disabled people is, or what sport does, it levels things out. If you're talented and you're good at what you do, then regardless of your disability, you can play against mainstream cricketers and be better than them, outshine them, and prove that you're able to take your place in the world and in their society. It's not something to be ashamed of. There will come a time in the future when it will start to hold us back. I think the first question ICC would ask is, what is your eligibility criteria? And my response to that at the moment would be, well, we don't have a standardized one, because at the end of the day, we don't have the cash across any of the nations in disability cricket to employ an expert to come and deliver this for us. Now, at the moment, the best that we can do is what we've got. We can improve, we can get better, but it will never be perfect. And the Paralympics has proved that, because they change every year. They have people that train for 4 years and then get to a tournament and they're declassified on the morning of the event. I think with cricket in India, like I've said before, it's unique compared with anything else in the world. Certainly in England, disability sport is competing against many other different sports. The love and the passion for the game in India, I think, gives you a unique position to be able to market and publicise the talents of the physically disabled players. So people will watch good cricket. It doesn't matter who's playing it. What we need to do is just make more people aware of it. In England, the way that we try and create that kind of culture, we have a policy that we call no dickheads. And it's a phrase that we took from a book called Legacy that was written about the New Zealand All Blacks. The talent only gets you so far. The thing that makes you a team man or a team member is all in your head. It's your attitude, it's how you behave, it's how you represent yourself and how you represent us as the cricket board. If you're forever criticising other players and not helping to build the team spirit and make the team work, if your only contribution is on the pitch, then in our environment, you won't last very long. A meeting using these video conferencing facilities like we're using now, and we held a quiz, and one of the questions was, who hit the biggest six in the 2019 World Cup? So we're all scratching our heads. Oh, must be Chris Gayle or Ben Stokes. And Chris Gayle, Ben Stokes, the guy from India. The guy from New Zealand, Jimmy Neesham. Who was it? So all these answers came in. And the quizmaster said, no, you've all got it wrong. Oh, geez, it must have been one of them. And he said, no, he said, the biggest six hit in England in the World Cup in 2019 was Suganesh. In the final at New Road.
Yeah. One on the fourth floor.
The third tier.
It's still traveling. But what you can't forget is, even in the mainstream game, people are battling all sorts of different things in their own lives. So there'll be lots of people playing cricket all over the world once this virus has passed, that they're turning up on a Saturday to play their club cricket, that might be going through a divorce, they might have lost a child, they might have been made redundant from work. Everybody's got something going on. With us, we have a disability. But first and foremost, the thing that holds us all together is the fact that we're cricketers first and foremost. And you have to recognise that you're a cricketer and not a disabled person, because cricket is the thing that holds us all together.